Hello everyone. Today I will be teaching you tie and dye. For doing tie and dye, I will use cotton cloth. I want to make some cushion covers. So here it is, as you can see. The cloth size is 40 cm by 40 cm. I have first washed this cloth and then I have ironed it. I want to make 5 cushions, so I have these 5 pieces, cotton cloth pieces of 40 cm by 40 cm. I also want to make a table runner. The size of the table runner is 70 by 71 cm by 40 cm. This is also washed. You can see this. I have ironed it. It's washed and ironed. Another thing which I want to make is a stole. The size of the stole is 280 by 58 centimeters. 280 by 58 centimeters. I will open and show you. This is a nice and a big stole. You can see white cloth. This is a nice and a big one. A good length. And so once it is complete, I can wear it like this, round neck. Enough length, right? The size can be according to what you select, according to your preference, what you want to make. But I'll inform you that all these things I have taken out from 2.5 or 3 meters cloth. All these things, that means 5 cushion, 1 table runner and 1 stool. All this I have taken out from a cloth piece of 3 meters. I will be using some rubber bands. I have this one clip. If you don't have this clip, you can use ice cream sticks. You can use plastic scales also in case you don't have this clip. This is the normal clip which we use to keep our chips packet intact. This is a tie and dye thread. This is another jute thread which I have. I will be using all of these things and few more when I will be doing tie and dye in these things. Let's get started. I will start with the first piece of the cushion. I will fold it like this, one fold, and this second fold like this. Okay, I'll take a pencil and I will mark like this from inside, from outside. I can mark. Once I have marked it, I'm going to open it again. And I will start folding it. I will do fan folding. So this is first fold, fan fold, and here is another fold. You see now it is equal because I have marked earlier with the pencil, so with the help of line I can get the equal folds, right? Now I have to fold like this also. So again I will fold the cloth and I will mark with the help of a pencil so that I get the correct position. Little bit here and there will do, so you don't have to worry so much to be particular about measurement. These measurements are rough, okay, like this. So I have measured and I'm opening it. What I'm doing now is I'm folding like this. See, this is a triangle fold, right? Like this. So here goes my first fold. Again I will turn the cloth and like this, the second fold. Again I will turn the cloth. This is the third fold. Again I will turn the cloth. Like this, the fourth, turning the cloth. 5, turning the cloth. 6, and this is the last, again it will be turned. So mostly you will see this is equal, right? So I don't have to do much in this. I have this clip. I will just, from the center here, I will just intact it with the help of the clip. This clip is tight and it should be tight. It took a lot of effort to do this, but finally I made it. In case you don't have this clip, you can just take 2 ice cream sticks, one keep it up, one keep it down, and both the edges you can tie them tightly. Okay, in case you don't have an ice cream stick, you can just tie it normally with this tie and dye thread also. You will get different effects every time. Okay, you don't have to worry about these small things. So our first thing is done. I'll keep it aside. Now I'll use the second cloth. For the second cloth, I will take out the center of the cloth. Now how to take out the center of the cloth? This is a handkerchief fold. Simple handkerchief fold. Like this. Okay. And see, here you got the center. This is the center. Simple. Just open it from inside like this, right? And you see now all my edges are open. You can see I got the center. Now what I will do, I will start tying it. I'll use this tie and dye thread for the same. Hold the last end and like this I will tie, and see how I take the knot. Be careful about this. So like this I will turn and wrap around the cloth and pull it. One more, my 2 fingers I will wrap around the thread and on the cloth and pull it. Now I will leave some space. For leaving space, what I will do, I will leave 3 finger space. See, I am measuring from here. I am measuring 3 finger space, and with my thumb I am marking it. So this thumb I will hold here to mark like this, and this same thread I will continue here. Just I have holded the thread with my fingers and I will continue tying it here like this. See, this tying thing has to be done very nicely. You have to make sure that this is very tight. Okay, if this is tight, then your color which you are going to do will not penetrate inside. When you will open this after dyeing it, you will see that the pattern will have circles, concentric circles. It's very beautiful. Like this, wrapping and again tying. Okay, one more knot, wrapping and again tying. When you are tying this, please make sure that in between these threads, the cloth should not peep out in between these threads, right? So you have to take many rounds on the cloth to ensure that the cloth is not peeping out from this. It should be here and here, but from between this, it should not peep out. Okay. Now, one more. Again, with my finger I am measuring 3 finger space. Here it is. With my thumb I am marking and like this, one more. Beautiful this design looks. I have always been a fan of tie and dye. I have made many dresses with this technique on chiffon, on georgette. I have also made a sari with tie and dye. I'll show you maybe in the next video, because in this video we will cover we are going to cover in this video the dyeing process. Okay, we will not do the coloring. The dyeing process we will do in the next video. So here I have cut and I have got this little portion and I am tying it with this only. I will show you some of my kurtas, and I have a sari which I have made with tie and dye. We'll show you all that in the next video. But in this video you will learn how to tie the threads. So my tying thing is done. This is the second. For the third, again I will take another cloth. I'll spread it, and a new technique. I've taken this jute thread. If you don't have a jute thread, you can use this thread, fold it twice, thrice. You can use a rope also for this. Okay, so I've doubled it and I'm cutting it. Simply one edge, keep it and roll it over it like this. As nicely as you can do. Just need to roll it. All these techniques are very simple and very handy. These techniques are must to try. So like this I have rolled. Okay, what I will do now, please see carefully. I am going to compress it. See, like this. Okay, the other side like this. Pull it from both the edges. Nicely pull it, bring it together. You can see I have brought it together inside nicely. If I can do more, I'll try a bit more. If I can manage doing it with what strength I have. So this is it, and what I'll do, I'll tie both these edges together like this, so it looks like a ruffle, है ना? Looks like a rubber band, a ruffle. So I'll tie nicely. This is my third tying technique. One more knot I think it's required. Not too much of extra thing which is hanging. I'll just cut it off and keep aside. Now second one also, third one also ready. I'll start with the fourth one. Fourth one, again I will do fan folding in it, but now this time I will make the folds thin. I made fan folding here also, if you remember, in this one, right? But my folds were thick. Now these fan foldings I will make really thin folds. So I don't need to measure. Simply I am folding it from both the sides like this. And we made fans in our childhood. I guess everyone made fan in their childhood, paper fans. Please let me know in the comment box how many of you made paper fans in your childhood. So like this, you can see my fan folding is going on. In tie and dye, I generally measure with my hands. I avoid using scales. You can measure with your 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers. It is easy to measure like that. Okay, so I've just got the hold of it and I'm keeping this on one side so that it doesn't move, and like this I'm folding it. See, like this. I've just done one fold like this. It was open and I folded it like this, right? And I will secure it now. Just the center you can see now, right? So from the center I'm going to tie, measuring nicely to get the correct center. First tie here. Let the first tie be simple, like this, but ensure that you have a nice knot. Knot should be tight. You have to secure it nicely, okay? So the knot has to be tight. Now I'll open a bit and some wrapping. Some wrapping I will do. And I will ensure that the cloth is not peeping from between these wrapping of threads. So one more round, okay? 2 rounds I will take to ensure that there is prevention from leaking the color inside. So first is done, okay? First thing is done. I'm going to tie it nicely. I will tie one more knot. You can make simpler knots. The starting of the wrapping of the thread, the starting of the thread you can use, you can always hold, and later on you can make a knot with that also, with the starting point of the thread and the ending point of the thread. If you find this knot difficult, which I am doing right now, this is also simple. You will learn gradually with practice. I'll cut it. Now what I'll do, I'll take out center of this portion and this portion, right? So I will fold it like this and I got the center here. I will secure this again with the thread. Once more I want to do it. Just keep the folds nicely, turn, measure. Here I measured, so here only I will put a thread inside like this, okay? See, I got it like this easily. This is not difficult, and I will tie, nicely tie, hard knot, tight knot, and one more. Sure, we are done. And I will hold this starting point and I will wrap. So again I am doing wrapping. While doing wrapping, again I will ensure that the color is not, the cloth is not peeping out. So I will do 2 or 3. Okay, that's it. Knot. You see how I make the knot? I use my 2 fingers, wrap around the thread and over here. It's easy. Then I'm cutting it and I have this starting point. So starting point and end point, I can tie one more knot. Done. Now this portion, again I will just adjust these pleats nicely. Yes. Okay, done. Pleats are adjusted, you can see. Now I will measure again like this. Here only I have got this opening, so I will tie here only. First knot. Tying the first knot tightly, 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 very tightly. And the second knot. Done. I'll open this. I will hold the starting point in my fingers and wrap. If you want to wrap it directly, you can do it, but then it becomes little difficult. So I will advise you all to first tie a single simple knot, and then you can do the wrapping thing. You can also use rubber bands. Okay, so you can use rubber bands for securing the correct place, and then later on maybe you can use thread. I've also seen some people doing this only with rubber bands, but I'm not sure that when we are boiling the rubber bands, sometimes these rubber bands are of very poor quality. When we are boiling this cloth in the water for dyeing, sometimes these rubber bands, they melt and they make the cloth very untidy and dirty. So that is the reason I avoid using rubber bands in this. Even if I use sometimes to secure, they are temporary. Later on when I am dyeing it, I remove that. The second knot. I'll cut it and I'll just secure this by tying the starting and the end point together. So this is how this looks. Okay, I will dye this with double color, so I am leaving enough space in between, so that once I dye it with single color, then I will again tie it and dye it again with the other color, right? So my fourth one is also ready. Now I am coming to the fifth one. This is my fifth and last cushion. Fifth and last cushion I will place diagonally. See, I am placing it diagonally. I think you all understand this thing, how I am placing. The earlier what I did, I placed the cushions like this, right, in square, because it was 40 and 40 centimeter. But now what I am doing, I am placing it diagonally like this. Got it? And I am going to roll this now without anything. Okay, simply rolling it. So I will roll it like this. Easy rolling. This one is very simple. And here it goes. Now again I will just start tying it, but I want to just, this cloth is coming out, so I want to temporarily secure the position, so I am using a rubber band here, which I will remove later on. Okay, so I am doing like this. I think one is enough. Thread. From here I will tie the first knot like this. And I will go down spiral. I'll make it So the first round when you will go down may be little loose, okay, but when you will come back again from here, back again, that time you can make it hard and tight. First one may be loose. You don't have to be worried about this if it is loose in the first round. Try to make it tight, but even if it is not very tight, then in the second round you can make it more. Okay, now this is my end, and I will tie a knot, so that because this first round was very loose, if I'll tie a knot here, then my second round will be very tight and the first round will not trouble the round 2. So now second round, okay, again I will make sure it is tight. I will just cut the thread because it is like this, and I can make it tight. I'm pulling after every turn of the cloth. I'm pulling the thread to make it tight. Like this. This design also looks very beautiful. This design I have already done. In one of my kurta, I have done this design. While I'm coming down this, I don't need this rubber band anymore, so I want to remove it. I'll just cut it and remove this rubber band. I don't want my cloth to be dirty, because when I will boil this in water, in color, then this rubber band might melt and ruin my cloth. I don't want to fall into such condition. That is the reason why I am removing rubber band. You see, now my second round is going very tight. This is my starting point. You must have noticed when I started, so it is very loose. Now you see that in the second round I am going to tighten this up. And I have the starting point and I have the end point. I am going to tie them together. This makes our work simple, easy. Now I will show you all of these together. So see, this is the one which I did just now, number 1. This is my number 2. This is my ruffle style, number 3. This is my number 4, and this is my number 5. I've completed tying my cushions. Now I will do my table runner. So I will start my small table runner. The size of the table runner is 71 centimeter by 40 centimeter. I'm opening the cloth and like this. Okay, so again I want to do fan folding in it, but big one. So once I'm going to fold it like this, double fold, and I will make some marks so that when I'm folding it is equal. I'm using pencil because my tailoring chalk is finished and I'm not able to go to market due to lockdown. But in case you have tailoring chalk, it is really good. If you don't have, then you do it like what I am doing with the help of a pencil. So my first fold here, and the second one. Simple. Just some more adjustments I want to do. Yes. Okay. Now this side. Okay. So first, then I will turn, second I will turn, third, turn, fourth, turn, fifth, turn, sixth, turn, seventh, turn. Just set the cloth properly. 8, turn, and 9, turn. This is 10, 11. This small portion you can just flip inside. Like this. So temporary securing method, again I will use a rubber band for temporary securing this, like this, and here one. Okay, so one more rubber band over here, and I want to do permanent securing because you know I am never satisfied with this rubber band thing. So I'll take a thread and I will hold the thread in my fingers and wrap it around. Like this. I will not make it very thick because I want to dye this in 2 colors. So I'll keep it loose, I will keep it thin, and I will cut the rubber band. I don't want it, and I will remove it. Right, so this one is not very thick. You can see this is not very thick, it's very thin. One more round and a knot. That's enough. Cut. Tying these 2 edges. This video is very descriptive. I am sure you all will learn nicely. Again, holding the thread and tying it tight. I'll cut this rubber band again. And remove it. Some more rounds. Like this, and knot. Cut these two edges, securing them, tying them together. Now here I am done with my table runner also. You can see, okay, and the difference, I showed you this. In this there is only one holding, one knot, one tie, and in this one there are two ties. Okay, so I'll keep it aside. I'll come to my stole. Now stole, I want pallu. I want a big pallu because I want to do some styling on the pallu, which I will show you. It's a surprise, you will come to know soon. What I'm doing is like this. I am holding the cloth together, folding it, single fold, both the edges, like this, right? And I will spread it. I'm making some space for doing it. All right, that's done. With your hand only, just make your cloth neat and tidy. Now I want a pallu, so I will leave some space here. I will measure with my hand. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here. So I'll mark here. And I want to make some pattern here, some design here. So we'll get my chanas and tie it here. Right. So here I have marked, I have measured with my hand, and I want to take out the center. So I'm measuring again. This is 1, this is 2. Right? See, measuring is very easy. And here is the center. Here I get the center. See, it's not at all difficult. I will fold the cloth. This is again a handkerchief fold, like this, like this. Okay, and one more fold like this. Now why I am doing this? Because I am trying to take out some centers. So this is 1, this is 2. You can do measuring with your scale also. 2, see, it's not difficult. These things are very easy. And one side I have got all the marks, but the other side I have to still do it. So what I do, I will just press this point hard. When I press it hard, I will get the impression here also. Simple. Again, I guess I need to press it hard once more. Like this. I got an impression here. Okay, for here I need an impression here. And the same way I need an impression here. So I have it here. what I will do, I have these white chanas. I'm using this. You can use buttons, you can use black chanas, anything you have. I will hold it like this, and first I will use a rubber band to quickly secure them. Then later on I can use my thread. So like this, few rounds of rubber band. Now second, third, just hold it like this. See that the chana is in the center where you have marked it. Use tailoring chalk in case you have. I did not have. My tailoring chalk was finished and I cannot go in the market to buy in this lockdown, so I am using my pencil. The other side, the other pallu. This is the other mark. Finally, the last one. Now, later on, I am going to tie this also. When I am tying, I will cut the base rubber. So you can see I have tied these chanas and I have left one finger space, and again I have made few ties here. Same thing I did the other side also. One finger space and another tie. So I have 3 here and 3 here. Both the side pallus I have 3 chanas tied nicely. Now I will do some border design in this pallu of the stole. First I will spread it straight, and with my hands I will gather, bring together the edges like this, okay, and here, see, roughly from here, these points 1 and 1, see, roughly. So somewhere here in between I am going to tie. This time I am using a jute thread because I want this to be thick. So process is same, only that the thread I have changed. Okay. Then I am doing the second round of it. Just to ensure that my color doesn't penetrate inside, so I am going to make it really hard and tight. I am cutting this. Now I am tying both my edges, both the ends. the starting and the finishing. 2 knots. I'll come to this area now. Here also I will straighten it with my hands little bit, and again see 1, that means here I have to tie 1 distance, hand distance here you can see, and 1 hand distance here. So I will tie a knot here. When you measure with hands, it's really easy. If we use scale again and again, we have to mark and I have to use the scale, and it takes really long. But measuring with hand is easy. So tying it tight again, going back to ensure cutting it, and securing both the ends. The same process we will do this side also. So now you can see that both my edges, both the side of the pallu are tied in a similar way. You can see, I can show you, measure also, roughly you can see, the measurement is also same. See this portion, these chanas here, this portion. Now after this we have this much space. Same thing we need to do this side also. That means after these 2 knots, I want this much space. So I will tie now. Please see, I am using both together. I am tying both of these together. Earlier I have tied these separately, but now since we have to tie them together, here also I am tying both these sides together. So I'll use one open, this small string, jute string, and I will, just to ensure that I am at the right place, I'll tie it. And this big string I will use. To make this knot a thick one. I'm holding both these sides together. Tightly I will tie it. This is a little work in which you need a little help. So if you feel you can't do it alone, you can take help of somebody to hold this cloth. I can manage it alone, but in case if you feel you need help, there is no harm in taking it. You can request somebody from your home, family member or your friends to hold this and help you making this tie and dye project. I am sure they will also enjoy it and learn something out of it. So this is the first and the last edge, and I will tie this both ends together and secure it. That's done. Now it looks something like this, and this is joint here, right? You can see this. Now what I'll do, I want to tie this randomly. Okay, spiral. But before that I will tie few joints, these strings over here, so that my both this joins and it does not trouble me while I am tying it. And this one, see, center, this you can see from between here, okay, I'm tying like this, so you get equal distribution of space like this. So I have 1, 2 and 3 parts, okay, 1, 2 and 3. So what I will do, I will use my first and third part for spiral binding. So what I do, how I do spiral binding, like this, I will hold and I will start like this and tightly I will gradually come down. You have already seen me doing this in the cushion cover. This is the same. It's just that with the help of these small strings which I have added, it's easy to do when you are doing it alone. Especially when you are doing it alone, it's little easy, you can do it nicely. So these 3 parts, one part I have already done. I'm going back. I always do this thing double. First row and then the second. I've finished, so I will tie this here. Nice tight knot. This portion I will leave. Now this is the last portion. I'll do the spiral tying here also. Nice and tight it should be. If it is tight, then the color will not go inside. Wherever I am tying, this area will remain white. Tie and dye is a very interesting technique of coloring the cloth, dyeing the cloth. Plus, the output, the result is always beautiful, very natural, very natural. I am always a big fan of tie and dye, a big admirer of tie and dye. I feel tie and dye is very creative, and also anyone can do it. If you do some other kind of painting or craft, you may need some other special kind of artistic skills. But when you are doing tie and dye, I feel it's really simple. It is very practical. I feel anyone can do it. Something new is always loved. My first round is almost done. I will start the second round. Okay, first is done. Now I'll do the second round. I've turned the cloth, as you can see, tight. I'm cutting the thread because it is too long, and I know I will be needing roughly this much, so I will cut from here to make my task easy. After every turn, I pull it hard to ensure that it is tight. Here I have found my starting, and this is my end part of the thread, and I am tying both of them together. Now this portion is left, and in this portion I will make some design. I will take out the center like this, measure and take out the center quickly. It can be done. See, just keep your thread here, hold it like this, and these two, 1, 2, keep it together like this, right? This you hold like this. You are already in center. See, tie it nicely. I will use another thread. Cut some portion of it. So I am completing this tying thing, is almost done. My last knot here, tight one, and I am through. So you can see how it looks like, right? So this is my stole, which I am going to dye in the next video. This is my stole This is my table runner, my cushion, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So for today's class we have covered most of the simple tying techniques. Stay tuned. In the next video we will do dyeing of this, coloring of all these material. I will be doing single dye and double dye also. For you people, you will find it really very easy and interesting. So stay tuned. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.